Chris Watkin here with Grahm Gavin, who is South Africa's #1 estate agency coach, and now you've just joined Remax in London. So welcome to the UK. How long have you been here?
Thank you. I've been here just over 2 years.
Good
Chris.
stuff. I want to talk to you in a series of videos about UK estate agents, South African real estate agents, and how they act differently. But in this particular video, do you think the right people are attracted to be in the estate agency industry? Talk to me.
I do believe it finds the right people, and I do believe that the right people are driven. They're driven there eventually, because there's always an element of fear in that in South Africa especially and around the world, it's a commission-based business. That's why
Because you know it's not here, don't you?
Yeah, I know it's not here, and that's the
did you
fundamental
find that strange?
difference. I found it so strange for many reasons, but fundamentally, real estate is about somebody that uses his or her initiative to get out and do certain things that's going to bring them business. And if you paid a salary and you don't do those things,
Because were you surprised that 98% of UK estate agents are paid via a salary?
I was shocked.
And and if you're lucky, you get 5% of the sales fee, or even 10 if you're lucky.
I feel it's shocking because I believe personally that real estate is for entrepreneurial people that have that special flair. They have extroverted personalities.
Okay.
And they're driven to want more.
Because it's interesting that the vast majority of valuer listers, the ones that get out there, I'm going to use the disc profiling system. I know you use a different one.
I'm familiar with it, yes.
Tend to be the I type, the influencers, which means that they are, as opposed to, if you have are they people orientated or systems, they're more people orientated. And they're more outward going as opposed to reserved, which means they love to talk, they're not very good at listening, they love to be the centre of attention, but their biggest fear is rejection.
Completely. They do fear rejection, but these people are highly talented people. If we look at what they do well is they're born skillful. They were born skillful their whole lives.
They're good at on the sofa,
yes.
But they're atrocious at getting on the sofa with prospecting. Okay, why do you think that particular type of personality is attracted to being a valuer or a lister?
Because they are so extroverted, so outgoing, they bounce all over the universe, and keeping them stable and structured is a very hard thing to do. I'm one of those people, Chris. And real estate just satisfies every need I have. Every day I go to work, I never know what's going to happen, and that stimulates me.
But it's like we all go on free valuations, and all we want is not necessarily the listing, it's just want people to like us, don't we?
Yes. No, but we know if someone calls you, there's an underlying reason why they've called you, and you'll probably eventually get it, right?
So what would you say to those type of personalities? I don't know if it's different in South Africa, but in the UK, the vast majority of lister valuers are that I type.
Yes.
What do they need to learn to be better?
You see, here, if we look at the rest of the world, people are not that fearful of working on commission. Whereas in London and in the UK, the culture is very much, people are raised to have a job, to have security, and have a steady income. And I think a lot of those types of people are out there. And the fear of breaking that barrier and just believing in themselves and jumping off that cliff, they could be so successful.
Do you think that's a British thing?
I think it's a British thing, yes.
Because it's interesting, if you go to Australia and South Africa and America, it is all self-employed.
Yes.
And you eat what you kill.
Yeah, they say you eat your young, yeah.
Yeah, but here, it's you become a valuer. I would say most estate agents, even in London, valuers probably not much on 25 grand a year and bonused up to about 50. It's not a lot, is it?
No, not in terms of what you can make as a top producing agent today.
So, again, disc profiling, you might call it slightly different.
No, I do call it disc.
Good, lovely. Is we were talking earlier on that we need to move across more towards the dominant or the D-typers who'd say, well, how can people learn those skills so they don't get so affected by the fear of rejection?
It's hard to learn those skills because those are inherent personality traits within you. And if we look at the classic profile, it's a high I, slightly lower D, and then the drop down S, flick up C. That is your classic. But those people are born that way. So for you to teach other behaviors, if we take, let's say, your analytical, which attracts a lot of people that
just tend to attract lots of letting agents, the analytical side.
letting agents would do well in as analyticals. They'll do exceptionally well because of the detail, because of the structure, and because of the systems that they have to.
Atrocious at selling, though, because they hate criticism.
Or closing. But with letting, they'll do great. So it's if we're looking at an analytical that has to become a salesperson, you've got to start teaching them to ask questions, to close sales, to bring it to a head, and naturally they don't just do that. They're not comfortable doing that.
Can it be taught, though?
It can be taught over a longer period, yes.
So what advice would you give to any estate agents who would see themselves as that classic I type, which is, people orientated, not much structure, wants everyone to love them? What advice would you give them to make themselves better agents?
I would say this, that they've probably got a certain restlessness inside of them that they are aware of already. Act on it. Don't suppress it. Go with what your gut is telling you and what your heart is saying, because your head is probably saying, play it safe. Go for the natural ambition you have within you and trust it.
Grahm is the head trainer for Remax in London, and the guys from Remax are here in Grantham today on the Watkins sofa. We're talking to various team members of it, and you, as I said, you teach them. So we'll be doing, in a series of videos, we'll be talking about other things that could be of interest to you guys in estate agency land. Thanks very much.